finna get in trouble, but y'all know I stay in trouble anyhow. And what we're doing is we're suggesting that that is a type of this peace offering, heave offering, that we are with spontaneity, we are coming and just spontaneously giving God an offering because of how good he's been in our life. That's not the truth. Actually, when we see people run money down to the altar during the worship service, they're not giving that to God. They're responding to what the man or the woman of God has just said. Because, I mean, you didn't just come in church and say, ooh, I need the offering and run down before service starts. You waited until they said what you liked hearing. And after what they said what you liked hearing, you came down, raised it up, as in heave, and brought it to the altar. But because it was not about God's goodness in your life, because it was what the prophet just said, you gave an offering to the man or woman and not to God. Disqualified. Now at best you can hope that God blesses you because you sold into the man or woman of God as good ground, but that no longer qualifies as a heave offering because it wasn't done spontaneously in the worship service because of how good God has been. You responded because they said something good you liked. Typically what you actually did was just give the preacher a tip. Whatever. You just gave the preacher a tip. You said, I like what you said. Take this. But here's the question. If you turn around and say, you're going to hell, what, you going to come get your tip back? What about when the preacher says something just as true that don't make you feel like shouting? Are you still going to run your dollar, your 5, your 10, your 20 down to the altar when they told you to quit shacking up? You don't see people beat down the aisle getting there for that. Preach, Pastor Paramore, anyhow. And so what we are saying, because you did something I like, here, take this with you. It's like for those of us who ever been in a strip club. Well, you know what I'm talking about, right? We'll say, no, Bishop, I do not know. What I am told, Kevin, what I heard is that if a sister or a brother, because women frequent clubs too, they ain't as raggedy as us brothers, women usually bring the club to them. Y'all didn't know I knew that, did y'all? No, the sisters ain't going to be lined up outside talking about them going in. They're going to have a room off in the cut somewhere that we don't know about it. And they're going to import their entertainment in. Because they ain't as stupid as we is. What I've heard is that if the man or the woman does a wiggle you like, David, you doing good, just keep that straight face. I mean to tell you, you like David like this. Why is he looking over here? Just quit playing, Paramore, quit playing. Just say what you're gonna say and just move. If they do a wiggle you like, you give them a tip so they can wiggle some more. And we got a whole lot of preachers not preaching, just wiggling. Because the people like how we wiggling. And as long as they give us money, we'll wiggle some more. And we will let people live raggedy lives as long as they keep filling up the altar with tips. If a waiter or waitress waits well, you're going to give them a tip. If the person at the car wash does extra special on your car, you're going to give them a. If the bellman at the hotel is extra nice to you when they get the bags to your room, you're going to give them a. And so when the preachers say what you want them to say, we've done taught the folk in church to run down. Mother Weaver. We're going to let them give us a tip. And so because I work for God and not your pleasure, I refuse tips. You ain't got to bring no tips. Just pay your tithes and your offerings. And it'll be all right. Somebody give God some praise. Now that's the heave offering. I lift it to God because he's been good. Now